I help my email marketing clients to generate millions of dollars only by having a simple abandoned cart flow in place. And once you create the system once, it's going to run by itself and make you money passively, which is what I'm about to teach you in this video, so you can create your own abandoned cart flow and generate money passively without being involved at all. Also, I will give you access to this huge email design file in Figma that you can use any of this design, especially these abandoned checkout flows, and you can repurpose them and easily create your own abandoned cart flow. I can't make this easier for you. I'm about to tell you how to do it yourself. I'm giving you the design, I'm giving you the strategy, so you'll have everything you need to make money passively by recovering your lost sales on your e-com store. So if you don't know me, my name is Hamid. My email designs are getting 400,000 views on Pinterest every single month, and I help my email marketing clients to generate a lot of money through email flows, through campaigns. Here you can see some of the abandoned cart flows results. Each one of the flows that we have for their abandoned cart flows. Here, for example, this single email flow is getting $85,000 a month. This other one is making $96,000, $240,000 a month, $34,000, $25,000, and so on. So I exactly know how to create an effective abandoned cart flow and recover your lost sales. So let's see what is an email flow and what is the difference with a campaign. So a campaign is something that you send, for example, for an event or for product launch, and every time you want to send a campaign, you need to design it differently and send it to your email list. But the email flow is something that you create once, and depending on your customer's action on your website, they will receive the corresponding email flow. For example, for welcome flow, whenever they opt in their email address in your website, they will receive the welcome flow. But in this video, we're going to talk about abandoned cart flow and abandoned checkout flow. So let's go to this Olipop website. So let's say this is your website. Whenever customers come to your website, if they click here, add to cart, this product is going to be added in your cart. So if I add products in my cart and I don't finish my checkout, and let's say I leave the website, we can define a time delay, for example, 2 hours or 1 day or 2 days delay, that this specific recipient is going to receive an email from us. And depending on their action, for example, if they just added the product in their cart, they're going to receive the abandoned cart flow. And in this type of flows, we want to overcome some of the objections. Sometimes we offer discounts, sometimes we share social proof. But if I click on checkout, I just want to tell you the difference between abandoned cart flow. Now I have gone much further compared to person who only added the product in their cart. So I'm much more likely to make a purchase now. So now if I leave the website after going for the checkout, I will receive the abandoned checkout flow. So anyone who is in an abandoned checkout flow is more likely to make a purchase on a website. So this is a very important flow, and also the abandoned cart flow is very important. So we want to make sure in the email design that we are sending to these prospects, we are mentioning the product they left in their checkout or in their cart to create a personal touch. And we also offer multiple different things like selling points, social proof, and comparing products. But let's see the overall strategy for an effective abandoned cart flow. So after a person add a product in their cart and they left the website, we're going to define a time delay. Let's come here. So let's say this is actually the checkout flow. When someone checkout started, after 2 hours, they're going to receive the first email. And then after 1 day delay, they're going to receive the second one. And after 2 days delay, they're gonna receive the third one, and so on. We also include SMS in this type of email flows, which makes it very effective for some brands. But now let's only focus on the strategy. So in the email one, we wanna make sure that we have that personalized section, this section. Actually, all of the email designs in abandoned cart flow will include this section. But for the first one, we're gonna have that section, and then we wanna have a friendly reminder without offering any discounts. We don't wanna offer discount in the email 1 or 2. We'll have the customization. We can include their name inside the subject line and also the product that they have in their checkout or their cart inside the email, and giving some overall and general promises about the product. As you can see here, for example, for this adjustable beds, we are mentioning some of the selling points. We are giving the overall promise of the brand and products. As I said, we don't wanna add the discounts. We don't even add social proof for the first email. We just want to send that friendly reminder in the email one. And after 1 day delay, we're going to go for the second email. And these emails, as I said, once you set them up in your Klaviyo account, they're going to get sent by itself and you don't have to be involved. So it's going to make money passively. So in email 2, we want to have product features. Again, first of all, we want to make sure we have this dynamic section here, but then we want to talk about some of the product features. For example, here you can see some of the features like the remote control and like charging plugs, things things like that. These are all about the product. And also we want to offer some selling points like free shipping. If we have a guarantee, we can mention that here. Here, for example, you can see the up to 25-year guarantee. And here we have real US customer support, free and fast shipping, and some other selling points and overall promises. So this should be the strategy for the second email. Still, in this email, we're not offering any discount. Too soon to give the discount away. In the third email, we are actually going to offer some discounts. As you can see, we have 2.5% discount, 12.5% discount, and then we have this dynamic section again. And we want to make sure that we include the unique coupon code here for that specific user. And also other things we can talk about in the third email is social proof and product comparison, because most of the people who are inside our abandoned cart flow or checkout flow actually know about our product and our brand, but they might not be sure which one to buy. So we want to make sure we are comparing some of our products. We can also compare our products with the competitors. And again, here we have some selling points. And another important thing we can include here in the third email is social proof. So we can use some of the feedback our previous customers gave us to the specific product or general services. We can include them here and overcome some of the objections. You can also answer some of the frequently asked questions that will help to overcome objections, but it's on you. And in the final email that we want to include inside this email, we want to give urgency and extra discount. For example, if you have good profit margin, you can give like more discount this time, maybe 15% discount for their products. And again, we're going to give some promise and selling points. As you can see here, we are giving the general promises of the brand and products. And once all of the 4 emails are sent out to the customers, we will give a final SMS. As you can see in the website, this one is a bit different, but you might think that SMS is not going to make any money. But in this flow, the first SMS that we sent made $49,000 in the last 90 days. So it's very effective. Make sure that you give that SMS at the end of the flow, because some people take SMS more seriously compared to email. So we want to make sure that you create that personal touch with those people as well. All right, now let's see how we can set up an abandoned cart flow and abandoned checkout flow inside Klaviyo. So click on flows in the left side and then click on create flow. Now here search for abandoned. Now here click on abandoned checkout reminder. I'm going to call this test and click on use template. All right, this is the default template for abandoned checkout flow in Klaviyo. I will delete this SMS, or maybe let's add it at the end of the flow after the final email. And I will remove this conditional split. All right, the trigger here is the checkout. So anyone who leaves the website after opening their checkout. But we can also define the trigger to be like added to cart. So that way we will also include the people who have product in their cart, not only in their checkout. Now we want to give like 2 hours delay before sending the first email. And this is the first email. We can easily just slice out the email design, the first one, and upload it here for the first email. But I want to create the remaining flows here. I will add a time delay here. As I said, for this one, we want to give 2 days delay. And I'm going to duplicate this email and add it here. So this will be the third email. And let's clone this one, this time delay, and add it here. And finally, we will have the final email here. So this is how it should look inside your Klaviyo account. We have the first email, we have the trigger here, 2 hours delay for the first one, and second email, third one, and fourth one. Now I will upload my third email here, and because it's a bit harder to implement because it has a discount, a unique discount. So we will also learn how to implement that discount. I will just something like this. And I will choose both of the slices and export them in my desktop. All right, in Klaviyo, on my third email, and click edit. Now here I want to get rid of all of these elements here. We don't want any of them. We just want to keep this one here. So let's remove all of these extra sections, or remove this section, remove this section. Now let's add an image, and I will upload the first slice here. So now we have the first slice added here. But we want to make sure that we remove this dynamic section. I forgot to exclude it from the slice. So we can do that here. I'm going to click on the image, click on crop, and I'll make sure that this part is excluded, just like this. And then click save. Now I'm going to duplicate this image and add the second slice. I will put it below this dynamic section, and I will remove the image and upload the second slice. Alright, the second slice is also uploaded. Now let's see how we can include this coupon code inside the email. So I will put a text here. I'll put this one here. And to find what we should use for the discount, I will go to coupons. In the left hand side, click on content and then coupons. Now here you should click on create Shopify coupon. Now we need a name for our coupon code. I will say checkout abandonment 3, which is pointing at the exact email flow that we are creating the coupon for. And then we have the prefix. Let's just don't add any prefix for this, but for the percentage, it was 12.5% discount. I will add that amount of discount here and we'll say entire order, and you can add some expiration, activation, things like that. And then you can click on create coupon. All right, this is our coupon code. Now we can use this format to put this inside our email. I will copy this text and here I will click on this text and just paste that format here. And as you can see, there's a small dash around that text, which means it is defined here. So if I click on preview and test, you can see that it says checkout abandonment 3 preview. So it means that the discount is defined here, but we're gonna do some style adjustments here. So let me add some paddings here. I want to make sure that the text alignment is center aligned and I want it to be bigger. And then I will add border to this, maybe dashed border to make it more like a discount code. And let's add more paddings here. Now we want to make sure that the background is identical to the email design. Let me copy the background color here. This is the background color. I'll click on the discount code and add black background color. I'll paste the color here. We also need that background color here. So I will scroll down, find black background and add it here. So as you can see, everything looks clean now. We just need to link each of the slices to the checkout page. So I will click on this button, the default button that existed in this page, and I will copy this and make sure all of the elements here are linked to that checkout page. So I'll also click on this one, make sure that the link address is updated, and also this one. So this is how you implement your email inside Klaviyo. And again, you can click on preview. You can see that this dynamic section is being updated depending on which user is receiving this email. Here's another user, for example. All right, now we can click done and exit this flow. All right, this is how you set up an effective abandoned cart flow, abandoned checkout flow for your e-com store. And finally, you can add your subject line here. So if you want to get access to this big Figma template, you can click the link down in the description and get access to this file for free. By the way, this file should have costed $3,500, but I'm sharing this with you for free. All right, make sure to subscribe to my channel. See you on the next video.